I'm Jessica, 23. Standing here in the courtroom, watching my parents being led away in handcuffs, I still can't believe what has happened. The people who were supposed to love and protect me tried to kill me for money. It's a nightmare that I'm finally waking up from. My parents, Richard and Victoria, were the epitome of a wealthy, influential couple in New York City. Richard was a high-flying investment banker, and Victoria owned a high-end art gallery. Our penthouse on Fifth Avenue was always filled with the city's elite. From the outside, we were the perfect family, but behind closed doors, it was a different story. I grew up under their constant scrutiny. Every A on my report card was met with a demand for perfection. When I won a national science competition in high school, instead of being proud, they criticized my presentation skills. Their love was conditional, always tied to my achievements and how they reflected on their social status. In college, I found my passion for environmental science at Columbia University. It was a choice that didn't align with their vision of me becoming a lawyer or a doctor. When I got a full-ride scholarship to Columbia, they were furious. They had planned to send me to an Ivy League law school and had been saving for it my whole life. They saw my scholarship as a rejection of their plans, not as an achievement. During this difficult time, my friend Lily became my rock. She came from a warm, working-class family in Queens. Her parents were always there to support her, no matter what. Lily and I bonded over our shared love for nature documentaries and our dreams of making the world a better place. She couldn't fully understand the pressure I was under at home, but she was always there to listen. In college, I also met Mark. He was a geology major, passionate about exploring the world's natural wonders. His family was from a small town in Montana, and they had sacrificed a lot to send him to college. When I introduced Mark to my parents over video call, their disapproval was obvious. My mother ended the call abruptly, and my father sent me an email later, reminding me of the family's standards. As graduation approached, I landed a great job at an environmental research firm. I was excited to start my career, but my parents' reaction was lukewarm. They were more concerned about me not being in a prestigious profession. I decided to have a small graduation party at our penthouse, inviting my close friends and a few professors. But my parents took over the planning. They changed the venue to a fancy ballroom at a five-star hotel, invited over 100 of their business associates, and controlled the guest list. They only allocated a few spots for my friends. On the day of the party, everything was over the top. The decorations were lavish, the food was gourmet, but it didn't feel like a celebration of my achievement. It was a show for my parents' friends. As the night went on, I gave a speech thanking the people who had supported me through college, especially Lily, Mark, and my favorite professors. My parents' faces hardened when they realized I hadn't included them in my list of thanks. After the speech, my mother called me into a private room. My father was there too, and their smiles were fake. They handed me a glass of champagne and said it was a special toast to my future. But as I took the glass, I noticed something off. The color was slightly different, and there was a faint, strange smell. My training in environmental science and toxicology set off alarm bells in my head. I pretended to take a sip and then excused myself to the restroom. Once inside, I spat out the liquid and rinsed my mouth. I texted Mark, telling him about the suspicious drink. He came to my rescue, and we tested the drink using a simple toxin testing kit I had in my bag. The results were terrifying. The drink was laced with a deadly toxin. We knew we needed more evidence. I decided to search our penthouse while my parents were at a business meeting the next day. I found out that my parents were in deep financial trouble. My father's investments had gone sour, and they were on the verge of losing their business and their home. They had also taken out a large life insurance policy on me, with them as the beneficiaries. With the help of Lily's uncle, a detective, and a lawyer we hired, we gathered enough evidence to confront my parents. We set up a meeting at our penthouse, with the detective and the lawyer waiting outside. When I confronted them, they initially denied everything, but as I presented the evidence, their masks started to slip. My mother finally snapped and admitted that they had planned to kill me to solve their financial problems. Now, as they're being led away, I feel a mix of relief and sadness. relief that I'm finally free from their toxic influence, and sadness that the people who were supposed to love me could do something so terrible. But I'm also stronger. I've built a new family with Lily, Mark, and the friends who have stood by me. I'm looking forward to a future where I can truly be myself, without the shadow of my parents' expectations. In the months since the incident, I've been in therapy to deal with the trauma. Mark has been by my side, and we've found a small apartment in Brooklyn. Lily visits often, and we've started volunteering at local environmental projects together. I've also decided to use my experience to help other young adults who are dealing with toxic family situations. It's a long road to healing, but I'm ready to embrace the future with hope.